Hello everybody, welcome back to the fourth and final part of our Japan trip. We are back in Tokyo. First thing that we're doing is heading to Teamlab Planet. Very cool exhibit, very similar to the Teamlab Borderless. It was actually a bit shorter than Borderless, and I would like to do a video comparing both, but it was still really neat. Really fun to do. If you have a chance to do one or the other, I would suggest doing Borderless, but if you can only make this one, it's still worth going to. The last few days are kind of jumbled together, and these clips kind of represent that. We went to Teamlab, we went to Tsukiji Fish Market, we're over here in Akihabara, we're hopping all around. We wanted to try to spend the last few days hitting all the places that we either wanted to see again or didn't get a chance to do on our first half of the trip. We actually went to Akihabara probably 3 or 4 times. And funny enough, that's the one place we didn't get a ton of clips of. I think we were just too enticed with being there that we weren't paying attention to the camera. As mentioned in the previous video, we went back to Sensoji Temple during the daytime. Still super fun, the shops were really cool, food was great, it was slam-packed as you can see all the people here. But it was a really good time, and I actually recommend doing both. You can kind of experience both day and night. We took a day trip to Yokohama to see the Gundam factory and the gigantic Gundam that's over there. Unfortunately now, it has been disassembled and taken down. We were lucky enough to see it right before this happened, but if you had a chance to see it in the past, then I guess you got lucky. Otherwise, this is a clip of the entire sequence that it does. It ended up being like 11 minutes long. We really sped this thing up, but it is super duper cool to see. It was gigantic. You can actually see the people up there and how small they are compared to the Gundam. It obviously moved really slow. This is like 1,500% speed or something crazy, which makes, this video clip only a minute long as opposed to 11 minutes, but nonetheless, very neat to see. They had a cool little store inside, but they were getting ready to take everything down, so it was a little bit bare. We were just really lucky to see it before it was gone. While we were in Yokohama, we went over to the Ramen Museum. This place is unexpectedly super duper cool. You walk in, it's a museum up top, they have a little shop up top, and then you go downstairs and you're just like in an underground city with, I don't know, 8 to 10 different ramen shops that were all historically relevant and different flavors and different owners and stuff. One of the coolest places we went, honestly, out on this trip. It was just really unassuming. The whole place was an underground city, but it was all fake. It was all just like mock rooms, except for the actual restaurants. But everything you're seeing is just like a fake alleyway. Very neat, and I highly recommend actually going here. Even if the Gundam is not in Yokohama anymore, the Ramen Museum makes the trip worth it. Super cool, and the ramen, of course, was fantastic. We hopped over to Shinjuku again. Lauren really wanted to do the gigantic gacha machine. She ended up getting one that let her take home one of the packed ramens, as you can see right there. That's the one we were able to bring home. That was pretty much the end of our trip. We took off in the afternoon from Tokyo, and forced ourselves to stay awake all the way home. It was a long flight, but what a memorable trip. Trip of a lifetime, honestly. We will definitely be back if we can. Good morning, everybody. It is the morning after our flight back from Japan, so pretty tired. Tried to immediately force jet lag to be over with, so that basically we stayed up all night. It was a 12-hour flight back, and we had like a 5-hour layover and another 2 hours back to our town here in Kansas City, so it was a long day of traveling. I stayed up the entire time, just tried to make this transition back to normal time as quick as possible, but I wanted to wake up this morning. I compiled everything together, and obviously it's still a mess in here, but I wanted to show you guys what we got, do a little Japan haul video. Let's jump in. All right, first thing to note, about half of this stuff is for other people. So we've got a lot of gifts for people while we were in Japan, but I wanted to walk through and just kind of show you guys a little bit of everything that we got. We can kind of break this down into sections. If you're familiar with Japan, this is our Don Quixote haul area right here. We have a bunch of manga that we purchased, a couple of anime figures, tons of anime merch over here, some clothes, and then a bunch of gifts for other people, as well as some skincare, charms from shrines, coin pouches, socks, whole lot of different stuff. I'll give you guys a quick rundown of everything that we got, starting with some of our charms from shrines. If you're going to Japan, you're obviously going to be visiting a lot of shrines, experiencing a lot of their culture, and most of them sell these little, essentially good luck charms. They look mostly something like this, and they're usually about 500 to 1,000 yen, which is like $6. 1,000 yen is around $6.70 or something like that. But we try to get one from every shrine that we visited to really just commemorate all the ones that we saw up on different places and different shapes and colors and things like that. So super cool. Love that little collection piece. As I mentioned before, Don Quixote is a really big deal in Japan. It's essentially their Walmart, but I would say it's more compact, and then it's kind of got weirder stuff. Realistically, it's got your normal stuff, but it's got some weirder stuff. A lot of cosmetics, a lot of skincare. My wife and I got some skincare stuff, face masks, things like that, as well as tons of snacks and gift boxes for other people. So, for example, Kit Kats are huge in Japan, and all the various types of Kit Kats. We got this one, which is like a, I don't even know what flavor this is, Sakura flavor, maybe? I don't know, my wife picked it out. We have like an orange flavor, and then like a matcha flavor. So we're gonna give these to some of our friends and coworkers. We got, like I said, got a lot of skincare. We got a handful of different boxes, which are in these bags right here. And this is either gift boxes full of snacks and things, more skincare or hair care, things like that, and then just other various tidbits that we got for souvenirs and things. If you're going to Japan, you go to Don Quixote. If you spend over like 5,500 yen, you can actually get it tax-free, and they put it in this bag, which just keeps it sealed until you get back to your home country. But we don't have to pay tax on things like this after a certain price range, so that's why those are still in the bag. We just haven't unpacked it yet. Also got some little souvenirs for like the brother-in-law. It's a little katana, pretty cool. As well as got the father-in-law a really neat like sake barrel. This is like a miniature version of what sake is made in. I thought that was pretty awesome as well. I'm not going to really show it out because it's pretty huge and hard to display on camera right here, but we got a kimono for my mother-in-law, as well as some matcha for my sister-in-law, which she is a big cook, so we thought something like that would be really fun for her. A lot of snacks for them as well, and my family as well. Like I said, those gift boxes are perfect. They're like souvenir boxes that you can get for snacks and bring back to your parents, family, friends, whoever. Of course, you can't go to Japan without trying the gacha machines. We got a lot of weird gachas, which are the super fun. If you're not familiar with gacha machines, they're just like a, you put a quarter in, turn the knob, and it gives you like an item. One of those style machines. I'm sure it has a name. I have no idea what it is, but basically, most of these things are like 200 to 500 yen, depending on what you want. But of course, you get like little weird keychains. This is a hot dog. I don't know if I can show you guys here, but that is a dog that is shaped or inside of a
corn dog, I guess. Some other cute little ones. Get a lot of charms or things like that. Sometimes you can get pins, but we got a handful of these that are just good little display pieces. For example, this guy right here was like 300 yen. And if you get lucky, you get the one you want. If you don't, you gotta keep trying until you get the one you want. Lots of anime merch, of course. If you're a big anime fan, they're big into cards. They're big into like block things, like these little building blocks, which you got for some friends. Got a couple of anime figures, because if you go to Akihabara, there's tons of first and second hand figure shops. We looked around there a lot and found a couple of cool ones that we both really liked and brought those back. What we did was we actually we checked an empty suitcase on the way out. So we packed everything that we needed to wear in our backpacks, and then one carry-on each. Is that how we did it? Yeah, and then we took that carry-on, put it inside an empty suitcase, and checked that. So we would have an empty suitcase to fill up and bring all this stuff back. So basically all this stuff fit in like an empty suitcase and a second carry-on that we brought with us, so we could have enough space to bring everything back, because we were going to be buying a lot of things for friends. Next, of course, you guys can get a lot of manga there. This is more, if you don't read Japanese, this is more for a collector's thing. We have a bookshelf. This is kind of cool for collecting. We bought like 10 different manga, but they're so cheap in Japan. Each one was like 300 yen, which is like $2, something like that. And in the US, these are like $10 to $15 a piece. So we just got a handful of some of our favorites, and are going to be displaying them on our bookshelf over here, which is pretty neat. So if you are a fan of collecting manga, it's a great way to do it. It just takes up space and they're heavy, so make sure you plan for that when you're packing up to go back to whatever country you're from. As I mentioned, card things are big in Japan, so my wife got a ton of these, like, I guess that's how card packs work. You pull random cards, but they're essentially haiku cards for herself and for her friends. So we got a handful of these, some Nier Automata ones. They're really big into acrylic stands, so I got my buddy this Nier Automata acrylic stand, which is pretty cool, and I got one for myself for Final Fantasy, because it is out right now, and everything over there was Final Fantasy themed. Went to the Square Enix Cafe, got ourselves some themed stuff, so that was pretty neat. If you're into acrylic stands, they're everywhere. You're going to find those if you like them. Of course, we did a lot of clothes shopping. It's hard to go through everything, but just, Uniqlo and all of the cool shops that are like lined within the covered structures of both Tokyo and Kyoto. You guys can find all sorts of stuff. We don't have a Uniqlo here where I'm from, so of course we shopped there, got a couple of things from that. Shopped around at other various stores and just kind of pick and choose what we liked. It was super fun, a lot of shopping, really cool stuff. My wife got a little coin purse, which is super helpful. So if you're going to Japan, something to hold all your coins in, because as I'm sure if you've done any research, they're pretty cash-based still, and you do get a lot of coins, and you do pay with a lot of coins for a lot of things. So having one of these is super valuable. You're going to come across a lot of cool shops that have really neat souvenirs. For example, I got this little ceramic paper crane for my mom. She is into pink stuff, and I thought this was a cool little shelf knickknack for her. But anywhere you go, any of the shrines or any of the touristy areas are going to have cool souvenir shops, and I feel like, tackiness aside, they're going to be pretty darn cool when it comes to souvenirs. You could actually get a lot of neat stuff there. A lot of it's handmade, which is really neat. And some other things that you might be able to find are these. These are little fortunes. You can get them at various temples or shops. I think we got this one at a shop in Kyoto. And then this one we got in Shibuya Sky. So if you go up to the Shibuya Sky, you can actually get this little Mount Fuji fortune. And it has this pull tab on the bottom. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like afterwards when you pull it out and check your fortune. It tells you if you have good luck or bad luck or whatever the case may be. So got these. They're cool little shelf knickknacks as well. And got some for some friends as well. So good little souvenir to bring home with us. Very cool, a lot of shopping. You can go into so many details about all of these things, but I won't bore you with going through every single item. Really what it is a lot of shopping, a lot of fun, a lot of snacks, a lot of gifts. Like I said, about half of this stuff is for other people, and that was a big exciting factor for us when we went, was what can we bring back for other people that aren't going to either have a chance to go or not be able to go for a long time. So we brought friends, family, coworkers, all a bunch of different things because we wanted to share that experience with them. I recommend doing the same. It's very fun. And with the yen being low economically right now, your money goes a long way. Like I said, it's about 60 to 70 cents per the dollar, so everything felt like it was at a massive discount when you were shopping. Love that, of course, so it made purchasing more things a little bit easier. You definitely don't have to buy all this stuff when you're there. You can go way cheaper if you're traveling and trying to save money on a budget. We wanted to bring a lot of stuff back and share with some friends. So thank you guys for watching this little haul video. Pretty quick, but I wanted to get through it and make sure you guys got to see a good encompassing view of everything that we got. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below, and we will see you guys in the next one.